Hello friends, Coach Bob with you, and today, yes, things might look a little different than a CanAm Spyder because I've already done my CanAm Spyder part of this test. You'll be seeing some of the video of me riding the Spyder and me riding the SV as I interchange the footage through this. This is not the normal thing because I'm testing 3 different machines on braking distance. You know, when I first got the Spyder, the one thing that I had complained about was its inability to stop rapidly. Well, I think I may have misjudged it. I'll just be honest with you. So I went out earlier on the Spyder and I shot the braking footage distance on it, and the audio, for example, the GoPro audio thing, man, I'm telling you, I'm almost to the point now where I have to go out and buy a separate voice recorder for when I do these. I'm avoiding that at all costs because it adds one more layer to everything that I'm already doing. So hopefully the audio is working on this one. If not, I'll definitely be buying an audio recorder. So we're going to ride out here to where I'm going. One of the things when we're doing this braking test, I'm going to tell you how we're going to do it. I'm going to take a little can of spray paint. I've got a silver streak painted where my stop bar will be. That's where I start. That's where my stopping begins. The idea is to stop once at 60, once at 40, and once at 20 with all 3 machines. Here are the 3 machines. A 2019 CanAm Spyder RT, stock suspension, stock brakes. I want to keep it fair. I'm not going to throw my speed triple in there. My speed triple as a 2-wheeler is set up to do endos, wheelies, all that kind of crazy stuff. And I think that's not really comparing apples and apples. I just really don't. So what I did is I grabbed my little SV650 here, and we are going to see how it stops in comparison to the Spyder. So the 3 machines: a 2019 CanAm RT Limited, a 2019 Suzuki SV650X, and a 2012 Acura TL. Those are the 3 vehicles. We're going to see of these 3 if their braking distances are similar, dramatically different. Uh-oh, looks like we've had a problem up here of some kind. I see blue and red lights everywhere. Oh man, you always pray that nobody's hurt. So again, we're going to be stopping 20 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. I picked a road that's out of the way, as you know, and this video takes a little time to make because I have to bring 3 machines out here, rubbernecking and trying to see what's going on. I'll probably be doing the same, so I can't really complain too much about them. Alright, let's see what's going on here. They turning us around. I see a black car kind of halfway across the lane. Oh, the police are pushing him out of the road. Wow, I've never seen that before. Looks like the police cruiser's pulling up behind him and pushing the car. I don't know. Make sure nobody rear ends me. Yeah, wow, the police cruiser just pushed him out of the road. That's crazy. Okay, well, I guess that's that, huh? Okay, they're waving us on, get us through, I guess, while it's down to 1 lane. Well, we'll get a closer look, I guess. We'll see exactly what happened. It could have been something as simple as a guy just car stalling or whatever. Okay. Truck in the ditch over here. And then the Molly Maid. Apparently, they had some sort of scenario between those 2 automobiles. Alright, so where was I? 3 stops, 20 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, undisclosed location. Hopefully we won't get run over. Not only have I been contending with trying to get 3 vehicles out here, my cameras have been acting up and it's been very, very frustrating. Hopefully I can piece all this together and make it look good and come out really nice for you, because it really is important to me. When I come out here next time, I'll be in the car. I will be writing down numbers and then I will compile all that data and have it up real time for you as the braking distance stuff occurs. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see how it all comes out. So what do you think is going to stop faster? You think it's going to be the SV? You think the Spyder will top them all off? Or do you think a big four-door performance sedan, which my Acura is a performance sedan, do you think that it can stop faster? Or do you think that it's going to be close? Results may surprise you. They did somewhat surprise me. At 60 miles an hour, they surprised me quite a bit. At 20, not so much. And at 40, was dramatically different than I thought it would be. So sit back and enjoy the comparison of these three fine machines as they attempt to stop at 20, 40, and 60 miles per hour. This is not a real busy road, as you can see, which is good. That's my turnaround point right there. And you can see here is a little bridge right here just beyond this mailbox. Turn my blinker off there. I hate it when people do that. This little silver line indicates the beginning of that rail right there. That is our brake line. That's where we're going to start. I'm going to come out here with a tape measure and give you some real numbers. Hopefully through the magic of YouTube, I can have all three of us braking at the same time. So the first is going to be at 60 miles an hour. Again, I'm not going to do anything that's going to put my life in peril because, you know, emergency braking is a different style of braking. I'm going to safely shut it down as good as I can. So let's get up to 60 first. There we go, right there. There we go, right. Go. All right, so that was pretty safe. That was pretty easy. I felt my ABS kicking in a little bit. Now the goal is to do this from the front tire. The SV, the paint, is going to be red, right? So, and then what I'll do, I will measure the three. All right, there's the SV at 60. There's that. Okay. I will tell you, as I was doing this, I was surprised at how quickly the Spyder stopped. I could stop a little faster than that on this machine, but to be safe into it, probably not. Is it going to be faster stop than the Spyder? So next stop is from 40 and then from 20. .40, that looks pretty good right there. Right. Oh yeah, that was good. That was good. Okay. But that'll show you also, you can see how far this is, man. The difference between 40 and 60 on a motorcycle, that's a lot. I'm gonna tell you, 40 miles an hour on this little machine, you can shut it down. I think that's where the dramatic difference is going to be, is that 40 mile an hour spot. All right, next up, 20 miles an hour. Okay, one more. When I'm getting on the front brake, I can feel the back tire lifting off the ground a little bit. I think it's very indicative of what this little machine will do and about the best it will do. Hardest thing right here is just keeping it at 20. It wants to go. Brake. Yeah. Oh, that's too funny, man. It's like you're not even moving. But nice. Okay. We'll run back the same way we came in. See what we can see. If they got those cars out of the road yet. Well, I hope you're enjoying your Saturday morning, man. It is beautiful here in Tallahassee. It's cold. It's been in like the 30s, but clear and beautiful. The test's done. All right. Woo! Tell you what, this little guy here, man, this is a fun little motorcycle. If anyone is ever curious whether they should, you know, get an SV, you can't go wrong with this little guy. And if anyone's curious if they should get a CanAm Spyder, you can't go wrong with that guy. And if anyone is just wondering about an Acura TL, you can't go wrong with that guy either. See, they got these two vehicles out of the road, slowing down out of respect for law enforcement and the safety of others. We ride with a purpose, don't we? Yeah, yes we do. You know, in every vehicle, driving is a skill, and they're all significantly different. Apparently, one of them, I bet you that truck pulled out in front of that Molly maid, and he caught his right nose there, and it slung him down in the ditch as he said, "Uh-oh, I didn't mean to pull out in front of her. That's not good." Riding anything and driving anything is a skill. You know, you should practice your braking. I do believe that on a motorcycle it is a higher level of skill on a two-wheeler than it is on a three-wheeler, and a three-wheeler a higher level of skill than it is in a car. So go out on an open road and do those things. Hone your skills. It does matter. You won't think it matters until some knucklehead pulls out in front of you and almost kills you. Then it matters a lot. Hopefully you answered the survey. I'd like to hear your thoughts down in the comment section if you think the test was fair. I'll tell you, it wouldn't have been fair with the triple. But I'll tell you, I don't know that the triple stops any faster than this. It stops better than this. It's certainly more easy to control. Again, you know, the back tire, I could feel it lifting up, doing a little endo on each of my emergency stops. And you have to be careful about grabbing a handful of front brake, because that front tire breaks loose, you're going down. So on a two-wheeler, be very careful with that. If you're working on your emergency braking, make sure your tires are warmed up. All right. All right, so it is a windy day. As you can see, it's a little boggy out here. This is where we were testing. So here's our baseline right here. This is where we started. This is where we started our braking. One of the benefits of being a coach is you have all of the measuring tapes, you know, for track and field. So I have got one gigantic long tape all the way to the brakes. You can see the very, very end down there. That is the furthest stopping point. So what we're going to do, we're going to start just like we did on the test itself. We're going to start at 60 miles an hour. I think you're going to find the results interesting. In some ways, they shocked me. So I did 3 polls this week. One on what you thought would stop fastest at 60, one fastest at 40, and what you thought would stop the fastest at 20. So here are the results. So the Acura TL at 60 miles an hour, the front edge of the line, there's that purple line, the front edge of that is at 7 inches. 171 feet and 7 inches. That's how long it took the Acura TL to stop at 60 miles an hour. The CanAm Spyder, 138 feet and 11 inches. At 60 miles an hour, 138 feet and 11 inches. Suzuki SV650, 112 feet. I was surprised after looking at the 20 and 40 once I got out here, the results of the 60 mile an hour test. It's significant. The car takes a lot further to stop. That mass, once it gets rolling, the Spyder stopped better than I expected it to at 60 miles an hour. Let's go to 40 miles an hour, see if it holds any surprises for us. Again, 40 miles an hour was, to me, the most shocking of the 3. Are you ready? CanAm Spyder, 68 feet, 4 inches. So the CanAm Spyder had the longest braking distance at 40 miles an hour. Followed by the Acura TL
at 59 feet, 2 inches. 59 feet, 2 inches at 40 miles an hour for the Acura TL. This one was shocking, man. I'm going to tell you that SV at 40 miles an hour, it shuts down, and it shuts down quick, unbelievably. There's the start line right there where that weight is. Here's where it stopped at 40 miles an hour at a mere 39 feet, 5 inches. That is an insanely fast stop at 40 miles an hour. I was absolutely taken by surprise. Now, 20 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour is not a big difference. In fact, we're looking at a difference of less than 4 feet, I would say, of all of the 3 competitors. Also surprised me, CanAm Spyder took the furthest to stop, 20 feet, 10 inches. Acura TL, 18 feet, 7 inches. And Suzuki SV650, 16 feet, 10 inches. So there you have it. All right, well, we're going to go back to the office and we're going to talk a little bit about these results through the magic of YouTube. All right, so welcome back to the office. I had a great time doing this. I want you to know, hopefully you're not disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I want to go ahead and make that abundantly clear. I didn't expect the Spyder to do as good as it did. Now let me explain that before I even get going. We start talking about these numbers, and I've got all this written down on a clipboard, and I'll get this. In fact, I'm going to grab my clipboard right now. Got it right here. I didn't expect the Spyder to do as well as it did, and the reason I'm saying that, the Harley Electroglide, when I did my research online to see where everything was, the Harley Davidson Electroglide at 60 miles an hour had a braking distance that this is what I could find, of 144 feet. The BMW R1200, which is a very nice motorcycle, a touring motorcycle, was also 144 feet. And the Harley Davidson Fat Boy was 150 plus. So for the CanAm Spyder at 60 miles an hour to stop in 138 feet and 11 inches, I think that's pretty impressive. I'm going to tell you from the get-go, I'd never felt that it was a fair comparison between the CanAm Spyder and the SV650. The SV is a smaller, lightweight motorcycle that stops unbelievably well. At 40 miles an hour, scary well. I mean, it is unbelievable. It surprised me. I was barely over the bridge. In fact, the back tire wasn't even off the bridge, and I had stopped. It was nuts. I couldn't believe that I'd stopped that quickly. So let's do a little looking here. So I'm going to grab a calculator here on my phone, and we're going to look at some differences in distances. So my Acura TL stopped and we're just going to round these off, in 171 feet, and the CanAm Spyder stopped in 138 feet. So a 33-foot difference at 60 miles an hour. And I'm going to tell you, my Acura TL, it's a performance car. That thing stops, and it stops really, really well. Enough to where if I was in the car with you and I slam on the brakes, it's going to creep you out a little bit. Now, if you were to look at the SV in comparison to the car at 171 feet, the SV stopped 59 feet shorter. That's very significant. I want you to go out on some roads and I want you to do some tests. You don't really have to measure things, but in your mind, go out at 60 miles an hour and see how long it takes you to stop. Now, in a real world scenario, it would probably take you longer than this because you have to react and then you have to brake. I was planning on braking. So, when you look at statistical data and that sort of stuff, you're going to see that real life braking distance is well in excess of 200 feet. That's a long way at 60 miles an hour. It's a long way. 40 miles per hour. Longer for the Spyder to stop than it did the Acura. But the CanAm Spyder at 40 miles an hour was 68 feet. So we're only talking 9-foot difference between that and the Acura. Here's the crazy one though. That Suzuki SV at 40 miles an hour was 39 feet 5 inches. I mean, it was fast, man. I actually laughed when I did that. I just was in total shock and disbelief at how fast that thing stopped. At 20 miles per hour, all three vehicles were within 4 feet of one another. So 16 feet, 18 feet, and 20 feet respectively. The Can-Am, third place at 20 miles per hour, third place at 40 miles per hour, second place at 60 miles per hour. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because most of the people on here are Can-Am people. The Can-Am stops well. Do not think for one moment, don't take these numbers and go, man, that just isn't right. Because it is. And when you look at touring motorcycles across the board, the Can-Am stops as good as any of them. And better than almost all of them. So understand that. With my background, when I started riding the Can-Am, I was comparing it to my Speed Triple in performance motorcycles. They're just different. And when I said in the first video that I made with the Spyder, compared to my two-wheeler, it doesn't stop. Man, ooh, I had some guys tell me it stops faster. I mean, they were all over me. It will stop faster than your two-wheeler. And I'm going to be polite, but I don't think so. So now we have real numbers. The Can-Am Spyder does stop exceptionally well for a touring motorcycle. But comparing it to a Panigale or even to a sport bike or an SV type sport bike, it cannot, due to weight, it just can't compete with that sort of thing. But it still stops exceptionally well. I love my Spyder. It's safe. I understand the performance of it. And I understand what the braking distance is. I understand what the acceleration is. I understand how fast I can and cannot go around turns. And I am absolutely comfortable on the Can-Am Spyder, and you can be as well. But be sure and get out on some open roads and see what it does for you. All right. So there you have it. Another episode in the books. And we know now the real braking distance, not just the word of somebody. By the way, I'm not a professional rider, but this was awesome. It was a very involved process. Doing all of this and compiling all this data took several days, and I'm probably, at this point, a week into making this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I know I sure did. So I want to tell you this. Until next time, I want you to go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and we will talk to you real soon.